Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, and really appreciate your service, your leadership, and both the appointees by the administration as well as the service chiefs here today. And I think if nothing else comes from your financial stress, the stress to our military is the fact that we're going to have to start having different debates on the foreign policy that you have nothing directly to do with. I look at this week, and I heard Mr. Rogers, and I want to bring this up very quickly, and then I'm going to ask a very simple question that you might or might not be able to answer. These are articles this past week. Between casualties and desertion, Afghan military is shrinking fast. Afghan officials sanction murder, torture, rape, says report. This past week in the New York Times, CIA cash ended up in coffers of al-Qaeda. That is what is the problem for Congress, to help you get the proper funding for your military. That is not your doing or your fault. That is the fault of the administration and of Congress itself, because you follow orders in uniform, and you are there because the President selected you to be the service chief, and he has confidence in you. That is the problem, is that we continue to find absolute millions and billions of dollars to spend in Afghanistan, and yet we get these articles. You didn't write the articles. You can't help it. But this is the problem that the American people have, because they do read the articles. That does not take away from their respect of you and your services, not at all. But when you cannot sell them, I heard General Walsh, and I agree with you, sir. You said we haven't done much to help with the infrastructure, to build the infrastructure of the Air Force. We can't build the infrastructure of America. But yet we're spending billions of dollars so Afghanistan can build its infrastructure. That is the contradiction that is presenting the problem with this debate about whether we have sequestration or we don't have sequestration. I asked General Campbell last week, very impressive Army general who now oversees the military action, I guess, in Afghanistan. And I was a little bit taken back by his answer when I asked him this question. I'm going to get to you in just one second. Do you ever get a chance to tell whomever you answer to that 9 more years in Afghanistan of spending roughly $25 to $50 billion a year is worthwhile? Do you get a chance to say, well, I think maybe in 3 years we give them benchmarks, and if they can't reach those benchmarks, then we say we're out? And his answer was fine. In fact, I got copies of it. He said that his hope is, and he believes, that this will be the star of Central Asia. Well, every history book I've ever read said you ain't going to change it no matter what you do. I want to know, in informal settings, do you in the military who are here today in uniform get a chance once a month or once a week to sit down with General Dempsey, take off your ties, relax, have a beer or a glass of wine or whiskey, and talk about where we're going in this country and how it's impacting our military? To the service chiefs, and I've got 1 minute, service chiefs, do you get the same thing with now Secretary Carter, where you get together in a relaxed session and talk about the foreign policy of America and how our military is falling apart because they're overworked, they're tired, and the equipment is overworked and tired? Do y'all ever get that opportunity? Whoever with the military go first, and then one of the service chiefs, please.
Mr. Jones, we meet with the chairman scheduled twice a week, Monday or Friday, usually at least once every week. We have formal briefings, but at the end we have an executive session. We discuss all of these issues in detail.
Okay, thank you. One of the service chiefs.
So I'd offer that Secretary Carter is bringing together all the service chiefs, all the combatant commanders, and all the service secretaries, along with his Department of Defense senior leadership this Friday, to have exactly the discussion you're talking about. How do we best inform the debates on what's best for national security of this country?
Mr. Lamborn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for your service to our country, and thank you for